Brady. Brady. We have some more info and some commentary from the man himself as to Brady Tkachuk's future in Ottawa. Now, it's been no secret that we've been diving into the latest on Brady Tkachuk over the past few days. We have made a bunch of videos discussing this guy and which teams he could go to. Could he be a Panther? Could he be a Red Wing? Is there a world where Brady Tkachuk goes over to Minnesota? And why are Sens fans ticked off at the way he's been playing? Well, that last question. Look no further than the overall 2026 Stanley Cup playoff production he had. What an amazing run for a guy that was so good for Team USA at Olympic tournaments and Four Nations tournaments the past 2 years. But with that said, Captain Brady and his contract, it expires at the end of 2028. $8.2 million a year is the dollar amount. 2 years left, and he has full trade protection. If this guy is going to go, he's only going to go to a place that he is interested in going to. But the question is, does he really want to go? Let's refer to Spector's Hockey from earlier yesterday and dive into what Steve Staios had to say about the Brady situation. This will be linked in the description. NHL rumor mill from yesterday. On Sportsnet, Wayne Scanlon believes the trade rumors dogging power forward Brady Tkachuk will keep swirling until contract extension talks begin with the Sens. The Sens captain has 2 years left on his deal with an AAV of 8.2. He also has a full no-movement clause. Brady Tkachuk has been the subject of trade rumors since last year, which he dismissed as lies. The conjecture increased following the Olympic break. Sens GM Steve Staios called the rumors nonsense. Nevertheless, some observers believe Tkachuk could be traded during the offseason. The earliest the Sens and Tkachuk can discuss a contract extension is next July. Until then, Scanlon expects the speculation will continue. Now, for what it's worth, Lyle Richardson, the writer on Spector's Hockey, went out there and said this: I don't believe Tkachuk hates playing in Ottawa, nor that he doesn't care about the Senators. If either case were true, he would have forced a trade a long time ago. Watching his post-game reaction to the Senators' elimination from this postseason, it's obvious that he wants to lead this team to a Stanley Cup run. With 2 years left on his deal, Tkachuk isn't going anywhere this summer unless he tells Staios he wants out, which doesn't seem likely. However, if the Senators fail to improve next season, he could decide that he has a better chance of winning the Cup elsewhere. If that's the case, Staios will have to move him for the best return possible, rather than lose him for nothing to free agency in 2028. Meanwhile, in the Ottawa Sun, Bruce Garriock reports that Staios intends to go shopping for a reliable backup goalie. Yeah, who knows? Is it going to be James Reimer? Is it going to be somebody else who really has an idea there? But this particular idea is quite intriguing. If Brady Tkachuk decides after 2027 that Ottawa is not the team he's got to be with to win a Stanley Cup, then maybe he could ask out then. Maybe he can go over to St. Louis. Maybe he wants to play with his buddy Robert Thomas. Who really knows? Maybe Robert Thomas gets traded for Brady Tkachuk. Is that a possibility? You can let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. But enough about Steve Staios and what was talked about by Scanlon on Sportsnet. Let's dive into this article, posted on NHLTradeRumors.me by Dave Blitman earlier yesterday. It talks about how a frustrated Brady Tkachuk ended up meeting the media and addressing the trade rumors. This is all coming out after the Senators have gotten eliminated. Brady Tkachuk met for the media with his end-of-season address on Wednesday, saying that he's sick and tired of the trade rumors and all the talk about his future. He called it a distraction. But did he really confirm that his future will remain in Ottawa, or did he dance around it? Brady Tkachuk clears the air about his future with the Senators, claiming the trade rumors are becoming a distraction. He says he has been fully committed to this city. This is the transcript of what's been said here in the video. There's been a lot of discourse regarding your future. Is that a discussion you plan to have with GM Steve Staios this summer? I feel like I've answered this 100 times, Tkachuk said. I feel like I've never said, none of those things ever came out of my mouth about wanting to leave. And quite honestly, it's getting frustrating. It's become a distraction. I have been fully committed to this team, to this city, and it's just become a distraction. Frustrating to deal with. He talks a lot about things he has said in his past, using terms like I have been, I have never said, never shown. None of that precludes that he could be thinking those things in the present, or might take it to the front office this summer. Tkachuk faced a strange barrage of hate from some quarters in the Canadian capital after he won the gold medal at the Olympics with Team USA and made a trip to the White House. It was obviously annoying for him, and he acknowledged the hatred that exists between hockey fans of the two countries. You want to be a playoff player, and for me it wasn't good enough, Tkachuk said of his poor performance in the playoffs. I don't think anybody is more frustrated with how everything went than me. At the end of the day, I didn't play good enough. Now here's a thought, Brady. Maybe it's not necessarily being in a Canadian environment in Ottawa that these trade rumors continue coming your way. Like, I'm not going to say that Ottawa is the same hockey market as Vancouver or as Montreal or as Toronto. It's a Canadian market, sure. Maybe the most popular one? Not by a long shot. But the fact that Brady Tkachuk is just this ultra patriotic guy that has been associating with certain people and that has been on his podcast talking about all these different teams and etc., having his dad on and giving Keith Tkachuk the opportunity to subtly throw shade at his son's teams. I mean, there are a number of Sens fans over the course of the past few months that have been turned off at the way Brady Tkachuk has handled himself externally, outside the locker room and out of the game. These are interesting elements that I don't think we have seen really out of any other Canadian captain over the past few years. I mean, you think about Quinn Hughes, yeah, that guy was already gone by the time the Olympics went out. But at the same time, Quinn wasn't on a podcast that's his own podcast with his dad throwing shade at the Vancouver Canucks. Brady being as open and honest and, okay, maybe honest, maybe not, who really knows, but being as open and talkative with the media and on his own social media platforms, in a way, it removes a lot of the mystique surrounding these NHL players. And I know a lot of fans want to see more personality out of these guys. That's absolutely the case when you talk about top-tier superstars who happen to be American. We would love to see personality out of the Canadian guys too, right? Connor McDavid, Sidney Crosby, if y'all were able to give some more funny interviews, that'd be awesome. But for Brady, I think it goes the opposite way, where sometimes this guy gets involved with conversations that maybe things are a little bit too much. Maybe he says a little too much, or maybe he's in the presence of people that say too much. And now these trade rumors have come about with a team that's been disappointing and a captain that did not show up in that playoff series against Carolina. 0 points. He's answered the question hundreds of times. He has never said any of that stuff. He's frustrated. It's a distraction. He has been committed to the Senators. And I guess for now, that's all we got to go off of, because to say otherwise would be just speculation. And we've been doing a lot of that these days. We got to wait and see if that speculation actually turns into something tangible or if it just remains speculation. Either way, you do have Wayne Scanlon talking about how, yeah, it's probably going to continue a lot until next summer. So get prepared for the next year's worth of Brady Tkachuk trade rumors, people. With all that said, let me know your thoughts in the comments section below. How do you feel about the Brady talk? I hope you enjoyed this. And bye.